it's a patriarchy, just like the United States is patriarchal, and it may not take the form of a hijab, but we see how American men get down when it comes to trying to control their women. It just looks different. Yeah, they believe something different than you do. They don't want to be buck naked with their ass cheeks out and posting on Instagram trying to do a little something strange for some change and some OnlyFans. Oh my God. Probably why their fucking society is doing so much better than the US at this point.
Yeah, that's what right. That's what they really think. They really think that liberation of women is the ability to have an OnlyFans or something. People still think Iranian women can't go outside, even though they got fucking scientists, nuclear scientists, women. They're like one of the leading countries when it comes to educating women. But meanwhile, people in the West still believe Iranian women are shackled at the stove. Not a lot. Like people in the West, their mind is blown. And I'm saying this as someone who used to think this. Like in my teenage years, as I became an adult, as I became more aware, my mind was blown when I realized everything I was taught was a lie. You guys know my background. I was ignorant. I was an ignorant American most of my life. Then I learned stuff like, hey man, they're actually very educated in Iran. The world is not filled with terrorists who are trying to kill us. You know what I mean?
They're traditional.
You know what I mean?
They're traditional. Okay. So yeah, their women still believe in tradition. Like that's their culture. Okay. Right? Like if the people of Iran overall want to move this, they have the ability to do so. They actually do. Like their elections are way more legit than the US's elections. But culturally, it aligns with how they want to govern. And that's fine. But don't pretend like they're stuck in the Stone Ages and they're like you said, like their women don't have any rights and they're not allowed to go to school. Like, bro, no. Iranian women are some of the most intelligent people in the world, actually. Yeah. I've never met a stupid Iranian woman ever in my life. Like, and I lived in an area that is full of Iranians, Palestinians that principally come from Jordan. Like, bro, Iranian women are geniuses, and you like engineers. They're like, like they're just like being academics. Like, no, they're like pragmatic, practical application geniuses, and they get credit for it too.
I saw some Washington think tank. They were trying to attack Iran because they're like, is Iran forcing their women to get STEM degrees? Okay, so first you guys criticize them for keeping women inside. Then they decide to educate the women, and then you're like, oh my God, I think they're forcing the women to get degrees. That's the level of pettiness of our propaganda. And I remember, and this is one of the things that broke the dam for me like 10 years ago, a very long time. I saw a video at one of the top Iranian universities, and you saw a lot of these women there. A lot of them didn't have a headscarf.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I remember at the time, and I know it sounds stupid, guys. At the time, I was like, I thought they couldn't go outside without a headscarf.
That's not true, yeah. Yeah,
and then I realized that wasn't true.
Yeah, and a lot of the times they just wear it for fashion now.
Yeah. And remember, and I know it may blow the minds of a lot of these fake Western feminists who actually are anti-women, but a lot of Iranian women support it. Like the people who actually do wear the headscarf and all that stuff, they do it because they support their culture. Like it's not like they've been forced to do it, you know. And they can't come in and no, they must be forced by the Iranian patriarchy.
So
go ahead.
I dated a Palestinian who wore a hijab, right? Now, in the beginning, it was her dad who forced her to wear it. Like she was honest about that, and she was like, "Yeah, my dad just kind of like was an asshole, and it was kind of like a status quo culture thing." Then she actively, when she became an adult, she actually made a choice to take it off, right? But then, because she didn't like the way that that men would like look at her when she's on the street, and like, she just didn't like it. She was like, why did everybody looking at me like this? She chose to put it back on. She was like, I really would prefer like y'all not just be staring at me like all the damn time like I'm a piece of meat. And I'm like, well, now at least you know it's your choice now. And she's like, yeah. And as she talked to other women around her age, she said a lot of women had actually reached that conclusion as they got older. Now, that doesn't mean they were like, yeah, you still have it's a patriarchy, just like the United States is patriarchal, and it may not take the form of a hijab, but we see how American men get down when it comes to trying to control their women. It just looks different. Like, so let's not pretend. So, but yeah, a lot of them, they actually believe in this. I know it's crazy belief, but yeah, they believe something different than you do. They don't want to be buck naked with their ass cheeks out and posting on Instagram trying to do a little something strange for some change in some OnlyFans. Oh my God. Probably why their fucking society is doing so much better than the US at this point.
Yeah, that's what right. That's what they really think. They really think that liberation of women is the ability to have an OnlyFans or something.
That ass, bro. And I don't, you know, go ahead, Niko. I don't support the exploitation of women through sex work. I just don't, because at least in the US and in the state of capitalism, because it's an inherently oppressive economy. In other words, you're not actively making a choice. You are making a choice based off of the options that you have and the opportunity or lack thereof. And you are exploiting the fact that men have the money overall, based off of the numbers, they have the extra money to spend and are willing to spend it on women online, and you're taking advantage of that. If you had more opportunity, you knew if I went to go apply for this job as CEO with this other man, and we both, you know, all circumstances being the same, we have the same chance of getting this job, you probably wouldn't be performing on OnlyFans to get your degree. Like, you would just go try to get the job that you know you can get, knowing that you're going to get paid or have a chance of getting paid the same that man's going to get paid. But you know that you don't. You know it. Right? That's why they be in Miami, they be chasing yacht boys. Why aren't the women buying the yachts? Because they know. They're like, I'm not getting the same opportunities, even in the finance industry. Bro, I talk to these women, they're like, bro, I found out this dude's getting paid more than me and I'm better than him. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Even at that level, they're like, yeah. So you can't, that's why it's not that I don't support you. You know, you can be as liberated as you want to, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to support the exploitation of a woman just because like you're a liberal and you're like, oh, I like being naked. Be naked. Okay, but whatever. Hey, but don't criticize them for not wanting to be like that.
We talked about this before. You guys know the Marxist argument. We don't support the sexual exploitation of the working class, but we also have to have a scientific analysis of our society. And the neocon right, they use this as an excuse to explode a police state. And I don't support a police state solution to this problem, because
exactly
what's like, if we're gonna say, I don't want you to create an OnlyFans, I don't want you to engage in prostitution because it's bad for you, how the solution to that is to criminalize that?
Yeah, you can't criminalize it either.
How the solution is to, oh man, I want to protect you, so the solution to that is to throw you in prison. You guys see how that doesn't make sense either? So the solution is to culturally oppose it, and we gotta have, and there's nothing, we can't use the levers of the state to enforce it. We just gotta culturally condemn it. And I know people are like, Nick, what are you talking about? You prove? No, fam. It has gotten out of control, and it is a symptom of our broken capitalist system. And I was about to do a hospital video on this. I decided not to, but I had the numbers, and I dug up while you were speaking. You understand how bad it's gotten since the COVID pandemic? Right now, there are 4 million OnlyFans accounts. You guys know that?
God damn. Hold on. Like, not people producing or like just in general?
So I understand if you like, oh, I think women should be liberated. We should be able to hustle to make a butt in the economy is bad. We should be able to hustle to make a butt. Okay, I get it. But listen to this: 4 million, and you guys know how much it increased by in 2023. We don't even know the numbers. I don't know the numbers of last year. I knew this because I did my research. 2023, out of the 4 million, added 1 million OnlyFans accounts in 1 year.
Hey.
What does that say?
But that economy was looking pretty bad in 2023 too.
So my argument is getting out of control. Like it's to the point now where if you are against cracking down on sex workers, I'm against that. I'm against the police state cracking down on these people. But we got to be at the take where we culturally oppose it because it's getting out of control. Like
we gotta take the necessity. We have to take the necessity. Like that's what we have to do. We have to remove the need for it. In other words, we need to make sure that equity of opportunity is available and that there isn't a need for it. We know that finances, unfortunately, influence relationships and the ability to have a relationship and maintain one. And it's not even necessarily like, oh, she just wants money. No, I'm saying like literally, why do people get divorced? Because they fight over money. Because it's a survival instinct. It's not like even necessarily like that person just wants money. I need a partner where I know that we're mutually going to work towards our survival. And unfortunately, in the capitalist system, that requires income or the ability to make income and make sure that it can sustain your relationship and your family. We need to make sure that that's possible, and people will be less likely to engage in that type of behavior, whether it's producing content or watching and paying for it, right? Because there are some people that just pay for it as an escape because they don't got nothing else. That little bit of money they got goes towards OnlyFans to talk to some random girl because they ain't got enough money to go out the house and go to a bar to talk to one in real life. And they don't got an apartment to bring it back to. This is the world we're living in. And to bring it back, you want to know why it's the world we're living in? Because for some reason, Congress thinks that your money should go to give them all that money that could be invested back into the economy in the United States. Yeah, we're just going to send that shit to Israel. Yeah, we're going to send that to Israel. Yep. We're going to send that to Ukraine. We're going to send that to our UK for all y'all. I know y'all going through it right now too. Starmer already announced he's about to send $15 billion to Ukraine. They're sending military assets he announced today, sending military assets to the Middle East to protect Israel. Bro, Jesus Christ, bro. Israel got the ultimate OnlyFans account. That's what I feel like, low key. Like, dog, like.
I actually found what I referenced, and I'm going to get back on topic because I still got quite a few receipts. I don't know how much time you got. I'm aiming for 90 minutes, though. I aim for around 90 minutes. We still got quite a bit to cover. But this is what I was referencing. Look at this. This is crazy. This is why I'm not even approved. But I think as people who advocate for the liberation of workers, including women workers, we can no longer support this. There are more than 4.1 million OnlyFans creators, and the platform added 900,000 in 2023 alone. Can you guys imagine what the 2024 number is? I bet it's over 1 million. So over 1 million women are signed up to OnlyFans every year because our economy is not.
Bro, that's creator accounts, dog. That's wild. I'm thinking like, okay, maybe it's a mixture of both. No, those are creator accounts.
Yeah, these are people who actually make content, right? Am I reading that right? Yeah, these are people who actually engage in content. Not just people scrolling. Oh, I saw another one. I can't remember the number, but it was planning. I think the number is like $7 billion. The working class spend on OnlyFans. They make $7 billion.
$7 billion?
Yes. Imagine what we can do with $7 billion.
That's damn near more than what Doge was able to save. Hot damn Doge. That's crazy.
Let me fact check myself. I'm gonna type in OnlyFans revenue. I'm not gonna
$7 billion. That sounds damn near low.
And we put in images. This shit gonna get really squirrely.
That's a year, dog. Oh my God.
Oh Jesus Christ. $6.6 billion.
That's in a year.
Jesus, guys. So you guys see what I'm talking about? It's not about being a sexual prude. It's talking about how this is becoming out of control. And we need to engage in class warfare to prevent women and even men. I'm being kind of sexist here. It's men too, because there are a lot of men, OnlyFans content creators. Like, I advocate for the most pro-family policy of all time. And I always go after right-wingers because I want families to be able to have one breadwinner. What happened to that, America? Yeah. Remember when you were able to have one parent at home? Not even about like you're like, oh my God, you have all these male chauvinists, whatever. Then I miss the days when women stay back home and make sandwiches and knew their place. Motherfucker, they couldn't do that right now if they wanted to.
I swear to God.
One breadwinner family. But go ahead, Niko. I'll give you last thought, and we get back on.
I as a person whose wife stays at home, I agree that my family dynamic would actually be completely and totally different if my wife was forced to work 12 hours or 10 hours a day, just including commutes and everything. Like in the US, you have two parents with degrees a lot of the time working great jobs, and both of them have to work, which means like a lot of your money is going to daycare in the beginning of the start of your life. Hard to save money, bro. Whoever's paying for daycare, y'all know. Every time you get a raise, somehow, I don't know how they know, but your daycare knows, and them prices go up, right? You have less time to spend at home helping your kids with schoolwork. helping take care of the house, spending time with each other, and like because like people kind of tend to forget, like when you're married, your marriage is actually separate from your family. If that makes your nuclear family, like my relationship with my wife is not the same thing as my relationship with my wife in regards to my kids. Yeah. I don't like, we're not talking about the same things when we're by ourselves. We go out of our way to be husband and wife when we're like, as we're going on about our business. Like, you can't really do that if your wife has to be at work all day. The days where somebody can be the breadwinner, somebody can be there to support and take care of the family are long gone in the US, and it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. It's if you want it like that, that's different. And if the schedules work out, but like most people would prefer one person being able to be the breadwinner so that somebody can stay back and hold the family down. And it's better for the family and it's better for the kids' development, and it would be better for society overall. That's whatever the middle class is doing the best, to be honest. I'm just saying.
Yeah, all these low IQ capitalists like Elon Musk, like, we need to have more children. The birth rate is so low. Why do you think that is? I would love for women or men to be able to be a breadwinner, a stay-at-home parent, and I think that I'm showing my.
I'm all about being stay-at-home dad. Shit,
I think that's probably best for children. I don't know. Maybe I'm too old-fashioned, but I think that's best. You know what I mean?
Look, Nick,
that we have like
my son.
Their children, but Niko,
my son. Well, by the way, shout out to my oldest son. Just actually got a perfect score on his English midterm. Don't ask me why 6-year-olds are taking midterms. Don't even ask me about that. But that's a different conversation. But he got a perfect score on his English midterm. And my baby, my 13-month-old, this man is opening front doors. Okay, which is weird. He understands everything we talk to him, like say to him. He understands in both Portuguese and English already. Okay, he recognizes music, the difference in music, right? Like he'll know if I'm listening to hip hop, like American music, and he knows whenever I'm listening to Brazilian music because he doesn't really like Brazilian music all that much at the moment. And he makes it obvious. When he wants to eat, he'll start crying a little bit, but then he'll realize, I don't think they know I'm crying. He goes up to his mouth and he goes like this. The cage to the garage to block the stairs, that don't really work anymore because he watches and is so observant because we're always in the house and we don't let them use iPhones or iPads or nothing like that. So he has to be observant because there's nothing else to do. So he knows how to open his playpen. He knows how to open the garage. He knows how to open the door. He even knows that you have to use the keys at night to open the door. He literally goes and gets the keys and tries to put the keys in the door to open the shit because he's been paying attention, and because both parents are in the house all the time and he's constantly watching one of us. Yeah. So if I was at work, he would still be watching his mom, or if she was at work all day, he would still be watching me. And it's done wonders for the development of my son and my stepson, who didn't have both parents in the house all the time. Like the difference between when after me and his mom got married, and before, she's like, it's like a different child in 2-3 years. It's a different child completely. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's what happens when you have both, like when you have somebody in the house to take care of the family. That's it. That's what happens.
That's why the once again, the dipshit low IQ conservatives like, oh, why are the black men? Were they not with their family? Motherfucker, my dad was working overtime. He wasn't available. My mom was working her job as an accountant. And I remember there was a point where we were struggling so bad. Even though she was working as an accountant, she had to get a job at Walmart. And it was when we was like a teenager, so we was able to be more independent. So I didn't even fear that much. You know, that's capitalism for you. Family value.
That's true.